Hey everybody, I just realized I've never done a video on our slow cooker chicken and dumplings. It's really, really simple. All you need is the original recipe calls for 2 chicken breasts, frozen or fresh, doesn't matter. We only put one in. One seems to be plenty for us. A lot of people like two, so you can put 2 chicken breasts in. A can of cream of chicken soup. We use a can of cream and celery, but you could also use cream of mushroom if you wish. I don't like mushrooms, so we use the cream of celery. And a can of chicken broth. Pretty much it. You can also dice up some celery and onion and put in there. Unfortunately, I would put some of those in this one, but I don't have either one. And so let me throw everything in here, and I'll be right back to show you what we got. All right. So you put your chicken breast in here. You open your 2 cans, your can of cream of celery and your uh, cream of chicken, put it in there. And you open your can of chicken broth and pour over the top of it. And you turn it on. It usually takes about 5 hours for this. So I usually put it on about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It'll be done by, well, this part will be ready by 5. There's another part. If you started earlier in the day, you can put it on low. If I use a frozen chicken breast, which I generally do, I always start it on high. And since I'm home all day long, I'll start it on high and switch it to low later. But it doesn't really matter. You can put it on high or low just as long as you have about 5 hours. Put the lid on, and that's it. Come back at, I will come back at 5 o'clock. There is one other part to this, and that is Pillsbury biscuits. The more dumplings you want, the bigger the can you use. You can use the smaller round biscuits. You can use the grands. Um, we tend to use the flaky layers for this because I'll come back and show you later how we handle the biscuit part. But that's it. I'll be back around 5 o'clock, I guess. All right. I told you that there was nothing to do until like the 5 o'clock range if you put on 4, so at the 5 hour mark. I lied. There is something you have to do, and that is at the 4 hour mark, take the chicken out and shred it. You can shred it, you can cut it into cubes, you can do whatever you want. I generally shred it. And it's pretty easy. You just take 2 forks and you shred. If you can find the grain in here somehow and kind of go with it, it'll pull right apart. Here's another thing. I have found that if you put a chicken breast, tenderize it, stab it, put it in a food saver bag and suck all the air out, put it in your freezer after it's been in there for a few months, and then you use that in it, it comes out more tender than using a fresh chicken breast with tenderizer on it. Don't know why, but that's it. I'm going to finish shredding this. I'll put it back in. I'll be back here in a minute. All right, we're back. That took just a couple minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Ooh, boy, hot in there. Just put this back in the slow cooker, and I usually stir it in a little bit, get it moved all over the place, and yeah, you got about another hour, and then we put the biscuits in. I haven't put the dumplings in. Or at the 5 hour mark. This is this is pretty much already done. So the original directions for this was to just open a can of biscuits and throw them in there. When we did this, they did not cook. So they were still really doughy in the middle. Didn't come out too well. So we cut them in half. And they still didn't do too well. So then we cut them in quarters. So we ended up with something like that. And that seemed to work pretty well. Then we discovered the flaky layer biscuits. You can take the flaky layers and tear the layers like that, and then you have that. And you just drop them in. And you'll want to put it back on high for this, so you can cook it within a reasonable time. Now, this is a big, gigantic crock pot. Smaller ones, you may not want to use as many biscuits. So you do this, then you take a spoon and you smash them all down so they all get covered. And you put the lid back on and let her go for about an hour, hour and a half. I usually let it go for about an hour. During that hour, about once or twice, you could take the lid off and use your big gigantic plastic spoon. We have a big spoon like this that we use, and you just smash it down and keep it coated and keep it covered, keep it under the liquid, as to say, and just do that. I don't know, you probably can't hear the dog in the background whining. Another thing I will tell you about this, if you have a dog, they absolutely go nuts for the smell of this for some reason. We've been through, since we first discovered this, we've had 3 different dogs, and every one of them goes absolutely insane for the smell of this. So I'll go ahead, and I got enough in here to show you what I mean. You take your spoon and just kind of punch the dough down under the liquid there. But that's it. You get the rest of these in here and cook it for about an hour. Take it out, you scoop it. I'll probably just end the video here because it's done in an hour. It will look good. But yeah, put them all in. Wait about 30 minutes. Come do this little number. You just press them down in, and then wait another 30 minutes or so, and they should be ready if you have it on high. Try this, man. It's pretty good.